First of all, I'd like to thank all of our guests and patrons of the main library for being here. My name is Paul Costell. I'm co-chair of the One Library, One Louisville Capital Campaign, initiative to help us expand the reach of our library system. Hopefully by now, you've heard of a few of the library projects that will impact the neighborhoods from downtown to Fern Creek. We'll hear more about that in a moment, but I want to take this opportunity to thank Metro government for demonstrating confidence in the impact the libraries have in our communities. I'd like to also acknowledge all elected officials, both currently and past, for their support. So if you'd raise your hand, let's give them a warm thank you. Mayors. For our libraries to reach their full potential, it also takes private support from our community. The Library Foundation and a dedicated group of volunteers have been working behind the scenes to secure funding to make these libraries exceptional. I want to extend a special thank you to my co-chair, Deb Murphy right there, and our honorary co-chairs, Frank Harshall and Henry Heiser. Is Henry here? For their dedication to the campaign and leadership. And thank you to all the volunteers of the Capital Campaign. So today, as our efforts culminate, as we present the One Library, One Louisville Capital Campaign to the community with a very special announcement. But first, I want to introduce Mayor Craig Greenberg, who's been a steadfast supporter of the libraries. Please join me in thanking Craig.
Thank you so much, Paul, and good afternoon, everyone. It is great to be here with so many other champions of the Louisville Free Public Library. Folks who, like me, know how important libraries are for our kids today, for adults today, but also for the future of our vibrant, thriving city. It was great fun just 2 weekends ago when in the Pride Parade during the Louisville Metro government team that we had marching in the parade, we had the Louisville Free Public Library bookmobile riding with us in the parade. That was incredibly fun. The new bookmobile that just recently arrived, and that's just one of the many great things that the library has that folks don't think about as much. It's not just about books and structures, but it's about the great programming and service that the team at the Louisville Free Public Library provides to our entire community nearly every day of the year. For example, right now over the summer, what better place than to experience what helps organize the cultural pass that gives kids and families an opportunity to experience some of the amazing things that are going on throughout our community over the summer. Summer reading is happening right now. And just this week alone, there are programs with the American Printing House for the Blind, Storytime Club, an anime club, an English conversation group, and so much more. And all of that is happening at Louisville Free Public Libraries every week of the year. And so it's an honor to be here with so many supporters of the library, with current members of Metro Council, with former members of Metro Council, with former mayors of Louisville, all who share a common bond in supporting our library system because we know how important libraries are to our community today and tomorrow. And it's that support for the library that last fall, when we had an opportunity to reallocate $20 million in American Rescue Plan funding, I quickly said, let's invest in our parks and libraries because they need our investment for today and for tomorrow. A smart investment can always be made in the Louisville Free Public Library and the team at the Louisville Free Public Library. Lee, to you and your entire team here, thank you all so much for what you do, serving our public, educating our public, entertaining our public, enriching the lives of our community, and expanding the horizons of people of every age all across our city. That's what the amazing team at the Louisville Free Public Library does. And so Deputy Mayor George and I want to thank you and your entire team at the Louisville Free Public Library for everything you guys do. And I also want to thank my colleagues from Metro Council who are here today as well. Councilman Owen, Reno Weber, Hudson, Engel, thank you all so much for your recent support of the capital investments in the Louisville Free Public Library. We all know that buildings are great. It is going to be so exciting when we can reopen the Parkland Library, the Portland Library, rebuild the Fern Creek Library, renovate this library right here. All of that is now possible thanks to the support from the foundations, from great supporters, and from the support of Metro government. But as we move forward, we also need to make sure that we continue to support the operations of the library as well, because these are more than just buildings that require one-time capital. For all the great programming that I've just described and all of the reasons that you all know and love and support the library, that takes a great team. That takes services and support on a daily basis. And so I am committed as mayor, and I hope my Metro Council colleagues, the 4 that are here today and the other 22 join me, in the months and years ahead, as these great new libraries open, that have been renovated or built from scratch, as we look to expand and reopen the 3rd floor of this library one day, or look for other opportunities that are coming in the library strategic plan, we can, we must, and we will continue to invest in the library's operations, in the team that makes the library so special beyond the books on the shelf. That is my commitment, and I'm excited to continue to do that in the years ahead. By investing in our buildings and our team, we truly will have a safer city, a stronger city, and a healthier city. A city where children have opportunity to learn and expand their horizons, where adults have the opportunities to be even more ready for the changing workforce, where we continue to build our economy. Libraries are safe, quality places where all of this programming and more can go on. It's been true for generations, and with the support of friends that we have here today and friends that are making the contributions to make these investments a reality, the library can be an even bigger driver of all of these initiatives in the future. So thanks again to everyone with the Louisville Free Public Library. Thanks to everyone who supports the library throughout the entire year. I am excited for the future, not just of the buildings, but the people and the great things that happen. That's the magic of the library system. So congratulations, and thank you all very much.
Hello, welcome to the Louisville Free Public Library. I'm Lee Birchfield. I'm the library director here. I've had the pleasure and honor of being the library director for 5 years, but many of you know I've worked for this library system for 27 years. I started out as an assistant manager out at our Iroquois branch in the Beachmont neighborhood. It was clear to me when I became director 5 years ago that there were some library facilities which over the course of the past 15 years had not received some of the fantastic upgrades that many of our library facilities received during that time. We have 3 mayors here today, 2 former mayors and 1 current mayor, and it has been such a blessing for the library to have the support, not just of the mayor, but of a bipartisan Metro Council. Everybody loves libraries, and it's one of the great things about working for the library. It's going out into the community and hearing from people every day what the library means to them. So over the past 15 years, we invested a lot of capital money in libraries, but there were a couple of places that didn't quite get the attention they needed. And it was always my ambition to be able to address those. What has happened in the last 3 or 4 years is really nothing short of phenomenal. The coming together of federal funding, state funding, local funding, and private money is enabling us to address those 2 things that I was so committed to. That's the renovation of the Portland Library and renovations of this 1969 building here at Maine. But it is also allowing us to build a brand new 18,000 square foot freestanding library in Fern Creek and renovate and reopen the Parkland Library. To be able to do all 4 of those things in this short of a time frame is really just almost unheard of in terms of public library development, and particularly in this community. So let's hear it for that opportunity. part of the significance of that is that 3 of the buildings that will be impacted by this are over 100 years old. So this 1969 addition to the main library is not yet 100 years old, but part of what we're doing here is opening a section of the original 1906 Carnegie Library building that has never been open to the public. It's not currently handicap accessible. It has some lead paint remediation that has to happen, and it is going to open up an entirely new area of this library that most people have never seen, and it's going to transform the experience. When you're standing right here, you will be able to see all the way back to the Carnegie lobby, which is going to be a remarkable transformation. But we're also renovating and expanding the Parkland Carnegie building and the Portland Carnegie building, and are going to turn those into fantastic libraries. And we are finally going to build the Fern Creek Library that community deserves but has never had. And I'm really excited about that. I know Robin Engel is here today. The first time I met Robin Engel after I became director, I went to a meeting that was held at the Fern Creek Library, which was in a little storefront there next to the Kroger on Bardstown Road. And he said to me, I introduced myself to him, and he said, "It's great to meet you. We've got to figure out a way to build a better library for Fern Creek." Well, it turns out part of the secret was it had to close, right? And so I know it was supposed to be a joke, but it's not. It's too soon. It's too soon. But the good news is we are well on the way to having an 18,000 square foot freestanding world-class library facility there that community can be proud of for a very long time. Our library staff work every day in the community all across the county, helping parents know how to help their kids succeed in school, teaching kids what they need to know to be ready to start school, trying to help make sure kids are reading on grade level by 3rd grade, but also empowering parents and caregivers to provide support to kids throughout their educational career. Our staff are there every day helping high school seniors prepare to either move on to college or start a career. We're there helping adults be connected to their community, engage with an elected government that more and more requires access to technology and skills in navigating the internet in order to just communicate and be engaged with your local government. So our staff are really what make this library special. It is the work that they do every day that builds the goodwill that allows us to see this kind of community support. So I wanted to make sure that one of the things that I did today was thank every one of our employees for the work they do every day, making this a community that I can go out into and hear from people. We love the library. The staff at our local library are so great. So I want to give a round of applause to them. And I also want to thank the elected officials who are here, both Metro Council, Mayor Greenberg, Mayor Fisher, and former Mayor Abramson, who over the course of their time in office have been supporters of the library. I've been here to see all of that, and I know that this library would not be what it is today without their support. I want to thank Metro Council. The budget that was recently passed not only included funding that will allow us to add new positions for the Parkland Library and a couple of positions for the Portland Library. It also included $500,000 in capital funding for this campaign. So I am really, truly grateful for the support that our local government shows to us. I also want to thank some state officials. I think there may be at least 1 or 2 representatives from the state level here. We've received a significant amount of funding from the state. I think it's about $3.2 million. And then, of course, a lot of federal money also going into these projects. So without that support, this would not be possible. I especially want to thank the Library Foundation, the Board of Directors, the staff of the foundation, who are just tremendous at the work that they do, and the Capital Campaign Committee, which has just really done a spectacular job with this particular campaign. So thank you all very much for what you bring to this, which helps us be a better library system than we could be otherwise. With that, I think I'm going to now turn it over to Chandra Gordon, the executive director of the Library Foundation, and as I usually describe her, my best friend. So, Chandra, please.
Great. Okay. We are so happy we have the crowd that we do, and we know that's because Louisville loves its libraries. We hear that every day. So thank you all for being here today, and thank you, Lee, for that wonderful introduction. I also want to I think we've done it a few times, but you can't do it enough. I want to thank our library staff. Every day, they make what happens in the library possible. So I urge you, thank a librarian, thank our aides, thank our facilities people. They make it happen. We are so grateful and honored to support them. So why are we all here today? We're here to make an announcement that will bring our community together to take these libraries to the next level. Since launching the One Library, One Louisville campaign in 2022, the Library Foundation has joined hands with community leaders, the Friends of the Library, and other library supporters across the city to ensure the Parkland, Portland, Fern Creek, and Maine libraries are everything our city has been waiting for. To date, Library Foundation supporters have contributed over $5 million to help these libraries. But we're not done yet. The Library Foundation is committed to raising an additional $3 million through the One Library, One Louisville campaign. We have a promising roadmap to raise these funds, and the James Graham Brown Foundation is key to helping us reach our destination. For our big announcement, please help me welcome Mason Rummel, President and CEO of the James Graham Brown Foundation.
I only have notes because I got a couple of data points I don't want to miss. So this goes back a long, long way. When our donor James Graham Brown died in 1969, which now I've just learned is when this part of the building was built. I think that's a little irony, isn't it? Anyway, he left the majority of his estate to the foundation, and it was at the new board's charge to fulfill and honor Mr. Brown's wishes, which were to improve the quality of life of Louisvillians and to help improve our city's image. So early on, they recognized the value of access to information and educational programming for our community. So in 1975, just a few years after he died, the foundation's first grant to the library was for the acquisition of sophisticated equipment to broadcast an educational listening program known as Library on the Air. Since then, the foundation has granted well over $5 million in grants to the Louisville Public Library for capital improvements, expansion, and access to a variety of programs and services that our library offers. So now more than ever, we believe that educational opportunity is a hallmark of a thriving community, and to support access to the information and tools necessary for everyone to excel is absolutely fundamental. Our foundation considers equity a central value, and making investments in campaigns such as this one that provide real access. It's a clear example of that commitment. We invest in education initiatives that have the potential to transform our communities, and this investment, a matching grant of $1.5 million for the Parkland, Fern Creek, Portland, and Maine libraries, has potential to do just that. There is no doubt that our founder would be pleased with our decision to support the One Library, One Louisville campaign, and we are grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this and to continue a meaningful partnership that began nearly 50 years ago. So thank you. That's it.
So guess what I'm going to say? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Mason. Thank you to the James Graham Brown Foundation Board for believing in our libraries all along. But you're not alone in your investment. You are joined by dozens of philanthropic families, individuals, foundations, and businesses who have pooled their funds to get us where we are today. This includes library supporters, Frank and Paula Harshaw, who provided the Harshaws provided a challenge grant during our silent phase that got us to this point. It also includes contributors like the Geens Foundation and LG&E and KU Energy, who helped us meet and even surpass those challenges. Now our library needs you. 3 million could sound like a lofty goal, but with today's announcement, we're already halfway there. When you make a donation of any size, the James Graham Brown Foundation will match it dollar for dollar. Today, we have heard the challenge from the James Graham Brown Foundation, and we need you to answer the call. To come together with your neighbors in support of the One Library, One Louisville campaign, visit onelibrary1louisville.org and click the donate button. As we close, I'm just going to say one more time, as I said before, we can't thank you enough. It is the community that makes our library happen. It is the community that brings the joy, the support, and the passion. This campaign happens today because of the voices that were raised in support of their library. Our friends are here today, and they do it. They do the work to make this happen. Our staff members here in our LFPL system, they care about their communities. They know their communities. We can't thank them enough. We can't thank our elected officials who have provided this support enough. And we are so excited to move forward into a future with our public library institution funded in a robust manner that provides all of us access to the future that we deserve and that we aspire to. So, thank you for joining us today. We would love to chat with you. If you would like to see renderings of our new libraries, please join us downstairs in the Centennial Room, and we'll be happy to talk a lot more about what's happening and what you're going to see in the very, very near future. Thank you very much.